All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday and finishing up the year of tastings here. You know, we put things on fast forward in October. We get a lot of events, and then November we slow things down. December we're pretty much done. We're, hanging out in the store here, but trying to finish up the what I dranks. It's going to be a monumental piece of work here in November with how busy it gets in the store. But some great tastings, and the German-Austrian tasting, always a small event. I always say, man, you want to come to these more eclectic tastings because you get more to drink. Took me a long time to pour off all the wines at this event, and some great wines. I think the people that were there got a nice education about two areas of the wine world that have been making wine for a very long time in Germany. Some of the longest existing wineries that have been owned by the same family in the world. Some go back 800 years of history. Absolutely incredible. And the wines we had on the table, excellent. Some traditional wines like the Silvaner. We started out from Castel, and it says Trocken on the label here because of that ethylene glycol scandal of the 80s. All the wines in Germany, all the popular ones today are dry, not sweet like the old schools. Spätlese, Auslese, and Cabinets that had a lot of residual sugar in them, but they still got a little residual sugar in some of these wines. This one, very dry style, fresh tree fruit here, lime citrus, really clean white flowers, really refreshing wine on the finish here, and a nice little value here too. Almost all these wines, $20 or less. Well, a couple of big dogs on the table, but we always like to give you, a little extra when you come to our events here, especially one of the smaller ones. The Sarstein Pinot Blanc was up next. Here's an estate bottled wine from the Southern Mosel. $15 and change? Are you kidding me? What a great little value this is. We love the screw cap, and Pinot Blanc, kind of similar to Chardonnay. This doesn't see any oak, though, so probably wouldn't guess it's Chardonnay, but a lot of nice apple and pear fruits. Notes of whetstone here, some minerality showing on the finish here. You know that acidity is one of the things that helps clean up your palate, but minerality also leaves that tongue-tingling impression here. This wine really light but pleasant on the finish. A very good little wine, the Sarstein Pinot Blanc 2011. Then we had the Riesling, and this wine had a little residual in it. You can tell by the amount of alcohol. It's a little lower, 9%. Lovely white peaches and apricot fruit, kind of some of that slate minerality showing out of there that you get from Riesling. Bit of residual here, like I mentioned, some really juicy fruit, peach and cherry, white cherries, the nice zip at the end, sweet and sour, kind of tangy finish, very good stuff. You get under $20, man. All these wines, such great values. The Leith, a little bit more expensive. This Riesling is from Austria, so we have German, Austria up next. This wine's got good intensity on the nose, a drier style of Riesling. You notice the difference right away in this wine. You can look at the bottle and see it's 12.5% alcohol. I always tell people that's how you can tell if a Riesling's dry or not. If it doesn't say it on there, just look at the alcohol. If it's over 11%, pretty much you're going to be dry. Anything under 10%, you're going to have some residual sugar in it for the most part. This one had a lovely white peach and pear fruit with some lemon blossoms, hint of chalky, kind of gravelly minerality. Nice intensity on the palate, lovely racy acidity, tongue-tingly minerality, that lovely lemon zest, and lovely persistence on the finish here. Excellent juice. And then the FX Pickler, the greatest producer in Austria. And this is the Smarge from Leubenberg, and a very rich mineral-laced bouquet here. Quince, lemon balm, peaches, pears, pretty lilac flowers. Wonderful intensity here. Wow, man, this wine has got incredible richness on the palate. Really benefits from opening up. I find wines in a screw cap need a little bit more oxygen. This wine's just got layers of that chalky kind of mineral nuance, and a long tart finish leaves your tongue salivating for food. Just wonderful finish here that seems to go on and on. Most excellent juice. Definitely the wine of the night in the white category by most people's scorecard, especially after it opened up. And then we had some red wines, and we're talking Pinot. They have some other reds they grow in Austria and Germany, but Pinot Noir for me is the most interesting. This Leith from the Wagram region of Austria, and strawberry, rhubarb-like fruit, pretty notes of brown spice, some earth here also. Smooth and silky on the tongue with a good amount of that red berry fruit, brown spices and earthy notes showing through the finish. Really smooth and seductive. Excellent juice. And then the Bernhard Huber, one of my great finds last year. I think it started out last year. Dark cherry and raspberry fruit in this wine. A lovely hint of kind of mint, exotic spice. Some black truffly earthy notes here as well. Really nice complexity on the palate. This wine's got velvety tannins and a solid core of that dark berry fruit. Exotic spices, a really zesty finish. And hey, you know you're getting extra when you come to one of our small events. I couldn't find the the Gruner Veltliner from Pickler, which I'm embarrassed to say that was the only Gruner we had in the store. As a fine wine shop, we need to have more selections of hot wines like this, and I just ordered some more Pickler wines, Gruner Veltliners they had available in full bottles, but we have busted up the Bernhard Huber GG wine, which this is a new classification system in Germany today where they're classifying the vineyards. Grossgewächs means Grand Cru, and only 1% of all the vineyards classified Grand Cru, this Bernhard Huber, the only producer, 5-star producer in Baden, which is only 3.5 hours northeast as the crow flies from the Côte de Nuit. This wine just incredible, $125, man. You're expecting something good. And this wine delivers. I remember we sent out a killer wine offering on this, and people gobbled up these 09 GG wines, and just incredible when you open them up. The bouquet in these wines just really concentrated, really rich, and just layers of spice and fruit and earthiness, and these wines just continue to open up as the night goes on. This wine better on the second day, like I said, $125. We just have bottles of this wine remaining. The 2010s are in, and I can tell you, outstanding vintage for them as well. Some of the best Pinot Noir that you will taste from anywhere. All right, that's what we had to drink at our German-Austrian tasting at Cafe Maxx. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.